Welcome to War of the Weird. With a stranger the discovery, the greater chance of victory. Sometimes in war there is collateral damage. A tragedy indeed, but we shall do our best to honor the fallen by presenting it on record. Here lies the Noid and annoying ad.
Hello and welcome to War of the Weirds. Weird episode, maybe. No. I'm Broomy, and I'm here with Mystic.
Yeah.
And this here episode is it's collateral damage, meaning, in the quest to research our topics or whatever, we might come across other topics that maybe aren't, good enough quite to put as our warriors on the battlefield, so to speak, against one another, but they're interesting. And we want to give them a place where we'll occasionally do these mini episodes between our bi-weekly big, awesome, super great episodes.
Right.
And these are, a nice little snack between that we'll occasionally throw out there.
Yeah.
And what about we also have an announcement that we're gonna throw our email out there.
Yeah. Right. So we're gonna throw our email out there so you can just tell us how great we are and how there's literally no way we can improve because this is the perfect podcast. Things like that, that's the kind of things I'll be looking for. Otherwise,
when
it goes to
when
the
you
spam
say
filter.
things like that,
Right?
You mean exactly
like
those?
That. Yeah. Just words like magnificent, miraculous, even anything like that works. But we're also going to open up our email address for listener suggestions. If you have not so much suggestion how to get. I guess if you were open to constructive criticism, but this is going to be more for if you have a topic that you know of that you think is very interesting, and that it might gain one of us a foothold on the battlefield, then you're welcome to send us a topic. You can either submit 2 topics, one for each of us to do, or if you just want to suggest one topic and tell one of us to research it, for a chance to have your topic be the featured topic for our episode.
Yep.
Yeah. So our email address is waroftheweirds@gmail.com.
Yeah.
No spaces, no underscores, just one big, not compound word, but is it a compound word?
It's not a word, so it's not.
War of the Weirds.
It's a phrase.
If you say it, it's a word.
Together. Yes.
If you say it, but if you squish a phrase together, then it's just one word, right? But that's how goodbye came to be, right? Wasn't it God be with you? It was a phrase, and now it's just a word. So I'm just living in the future. I'm just ahead. I know where this is going.
Yeah, you are sure that War of the Weirds, all one word, will be in the dictionary someday.
Someday.
Yeah, we are the Shakespeare,
right?
But only in projects that we have titles for.
Correct. We're not so big on the Greek references and stuff, but you go. What's important is keeping up with the culture today.
Yeah. With my hip references of Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Also, nothing. Also nothing. I had something to say, I lost it, and now it's gone. Anyway.
Right. God be with you. Thought from Broomy.
Yeah. God be with you.
Yeah.
And do we have any other administrative things?
Oh, yes. Also, open to suggestions for steaks. Prime cuts, ribeye, sirloin. No.
Yum.
Steaks for the losers. So we have the win by 2 rule in effect. So with the votes for polls on Twitter, if one of us gets 2 victories ahead of the other, then the loser has to really dive deep into the meat and guts of the worst media platform or topic or something.
Worst or like really
or like
abrasive
cringy,
and weird.
Yeah, or just like hard
that
to
type of thing.
Yeah. So we're open to suggestions in that regard as well.
Here, let me pitch you one right now. Yeah, we're open to suggestions. Send them in. You can also tweet them at us or whatever you want to do.
Yes.
But let me pitch. Have you heard of or heard the Metallica and Lou Reed? Their, what is it called? Not corroboration.
Collaboration.
Collaboration.
I didn't even want to hear about it, much less hear it.
Oh my god, dude. It's like, I mean, I'm kind of like fine with both of them individually.
Yeah.
I don't love either of them. Some Lou Reed stuff is amazing, but but the it is critically regarded as one of the worst things ever.
That now that you're saying that, I think I have one too. So when you lose, I have one for you to dive into. I'm excited for that to happen.
But yeah. What is it?
Oh no, I'm saving it. Or cause that way, you'll when you have to research it and listen to it and really break it apart and dissect it. You'll
okay,
be good.
All right, I put my thing out there, but okay.
All right, okay. Well, mine. No.
No.
If you're gonna use that one, mine is also an album, so that'll be fair. We'll both discuss an album here. Yellow River Boys album by Tim Heidecker. One album. Every single song is about piss.
I haven't listened to the whole album. I've heard a couple sweet singles.
Yeah, like drinking it, how much you love it, etc. And then there's one about diarrhea also, like as a bonus track. So full length album.
I
full
hope
length
to
songs.
lose.
Yeah.
To dive into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so garbage like that. It doesn't have to be music. It can be like movies, like any type of media,
or like a YouTube channel, maybe, or
just. I'm just thinking of like Logan Paul's podcast.
I was thinking there's got to be
just like ugh. But anyway, so that's that. Right, we're good.
Yeah. Now we've roasted like a bunch of mainstream people. Let's So administrative stuff out of the way, and now
I've got a thing. So, I have. Well, first of all, I have a correction on something. So I mentioned in the story last week, my story last week, the listen to it to gain, this is like a mini episode, so
right.
That's the real juice, But Dan Rather, so how I mentioned REM and Dan Rather performed on Letterman or whatever,
right?
And I mentioned that it happened before the murder or whatever,
right?
It did not.
Oh,
But it didn't. They didn't perform on Letterman. Actually, what happened was they performed at Madison Square Garden, and Letterman was there, and he got like a clip from that performance and played it on his show because he found it so interesting that Dan Rather, performed on that live set.
Yeah.
But it was like a year later. So yeah. Correction there. They were very insensitive.
That was.
I don't really judge them that much.
No, yeah.
It's just like a fun. I mean, if you're REM and Dan Rather's willing to sing that song, come on, gotta do it.
Thanks for that clarification. I also just wanna. I just want to take a second to say that, in advertising our podcasts, like we have the Twitter, and then our individual Twitters, like we retweet to spread it to our followers. Broomy, very bold, tweeting Dan Rather himself
Yeah.
What if he listens and emails us and is like, here's what really went down.
I mean, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know how he could have insight onto it.
I mean, maybe it's all a big cover-up,
Oh yeah, maybe just like everybody in the media is lying, and he's just
like
been keeping it to himself.
I think he went to see the guy in prison, and like he got the guards to turn off the cameras, and he just like had a minute. It was like the Batman Joker scene where he's like just beating the shit out of him.
Own personal mind hunter.
Yeah. He comes out of there with like a rag wiping blood off his knuckles. And he's like, "All right, no one can ever know."
William Taker.
Yeah.
More like William Deader. I'm not extremely clever. I'm dead. I'm a news guy. Give me a break.
He reads off a teleprompter. There was no one to feed that to him. Yeah.
Come on, I don't know. I didn't have a writer for this. It's off the top of my head.
Speaking of the top of his head, his is blown off in there, but
yeah. So this story I got, Domino's, the pizza place.
Pizza place or the game? Okay, pizza place.
Oh, I was like, the game. Yes, I see. No, the pizza place. What their policy, their famous policy is? Price matching? Is that them? I guess, yeah. Nowadays, it's more that, maybe.
Oh, okay.
But
it's 30 minutes or less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their big one was 30 minutes or less, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they, initially in 1979, that's when they started it. And it was 30 minutes or less. And they it was 30 minutes or less. And if they got there later, it was free pizza.
That's a bold bargain to make with the public.
Yeah. And also that led to just delivery drivers, causing some havoc on the road. Because,
what's in the box? It's a pizza. I gotta get it.
Yeah, it's Speed 3 or whatever.
Yeah. Speed 3.
Yeah, the stakes only get higher with each speed. But eventually they changed the policy to it being $3 off if it's late. But
that still might be some incentive.
Yeah, it's just not because assumably they're doing that because their managers are going down their throat, you can't be late,
right?
You're losing us money or whatever.
You're gonna get the $5 pizza versus $160 speeding ticket. Do it for the pizza. Yeah.
Or I don't know, killing a guy in a car accident.
True.
Something like that.
True. Manslaughter.
But so about the Noid?
What?
The Noid. You don't know what I'm saying?
When you get the Noid people?
The Noid is a mascot. Was their mascot.
What?
I love that you don't know about
what?
Domino's had a mascot.
What isn't pizza
for a while?
The mask, it's just pizza. You have to. What? What more do you need? It's the icon. It speaks for itself.
Yeah, I suppose. But the Noid was their mascot for a while. They got it in 1986. They created it. And let me quote Wikipedia in the description of this mascot.
Horrendous? It sounds like a shapeless horror.
Let me provide a shape for you. Clad in a red, skin-tight, rabbit-eared bodysuit with a black N inscribed in a white circle on his chest. Got it?
So far it makes no sense. It seems not even remotely relevant.
The Noid was a physical manifestation of all the challenges inherent in getting a pizza delivered in 30 minutes or less.
Okay, so wait a second, wait. Then basically they put out this hodgepodge of these concepts, and they're so it's a weird inverted superhero type thing, and they're This is the nightmare creature that you have summoned by demanding our pizzas be there in 30 minutes or less. Like, this is the result of that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's like if you believe
their mascot was the, like if McDonald's only had the Hamburglar.
I like Grimace better, but yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. Was Grimace a negative impact, though? Like, Hamburglar stole hamburgers, so he's bad.
True. Grimace, I just feel like Grimace is not relevant.
Oh, no.
He looks like a chicken nugget that's purple.
Yeah. I mean, that's always relevant, so I don't understand, but... Okay, so the end of the Wikipedia quote is, though persistent, his efforts were repeatedly thwarted. So he's the physical manifestation of the challenges inherent in getting a pizza delivered in 30 minutes or less.
The pizza drivers have to fight him before they can drive their pizza.
Yeah. It's real messed up. So, also another side note that's not really that relevant.
Right.
The quote, you know how Wikipedia has that little picture in the right or whatever for everything?
Yeah.
And let me just quote the little details under the picture for the Noid. Gender, male. Occupation, ruining pizza. It's
Isn't
not a
that just-
person. You don't have to say occupation. You don't have to... Because also occupation implies it's getting paid. I don't think there's any lore that
The
backs
competitors. Papa John is patting his pockets.
I mean, don't even mention the Papa.
The Papa.
To me.
There's a lot of drama going on right now.
Oh my god, I love the
2020.
Papa. Like, that's a topic.
That might be, that's a... Yeah.
A whole Pizzagate is happening if you don't know.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But yeah, so they started this their policy in 1979.
Okay.
And in 86 they created this character, the Noid. And the whole thing was like, avoid the Noid. That was the slogan.
Right.
Because, as I said, they're a very cerebral character that is a physical manifestation of the challenges of a 30 minutes or less pizza.
Yeah.
I
mean, to me, I'm thinking, like, making the pizza and then driving the pizza. Those seems like the two obstacles.
Yeah. I think, like,
maybe
there was
it was
also,
more.
like, if the pizza box got open and something got out of it, it's just weird stuff.
Yeah.
But okay, in 86, they made the character and, they're running ads. They're running, and it's like claymation too. It's weird.
Yeah.
But on January 30th, 1989, and this, you will see very soon why this might be relevant.
Yeah.
A 22-year-old guy walks into a Domino's in Atlanta, Georgia, right? With a .357 Magnum revolver. And he took 2 employees hostage.
Yeah.
For 5 hours, he had a standoff with police.
Uh-huh.
During this time, he was ordering the hostages to make him pizza.
Okay.
Which I just find funny.
Okay, yeah. I have a
you
thought
could just
on
give
this.
him money. It would probably work out.
Yeah.
And he made several demands, including $100,000, a getaway car, and a copy of The Widow's Son, which is a novel about the Freemasons.
What? If only there was a place that you could go for free and rent books.
Yeah, like that one. What do they think? What is he thinking with that? It's just like, are you treating it like a writer? Like that people, do you know about writers that performers have? Like, the whole thing where, like, I don't know who it was. It was like Def Leppard, we always put like things that they require, like bottled
Oh,
water,
right.
other things.
Yeah.
They always put like green M&Ms
Right.
just to make sure that the
people are
the
reading them.
venue is paying
Yeah.
attention to
Right.
all their other stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, are you doing that with the police,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the widow's son?
Throw that in there to make sure they're reading the whole contract.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. But before the police like really began negotiating with him on his demands, the two employees that were held hostage, they managed to escape.
Okay.
Basically, the guy turned his back,
Yeah.
and one of them runs out, and then very soon, in quick succession, the other one does.
Right.
And it all chaotically unfolded. The guy shoots into the ceiling 2 times after this.
Yeah.
And was forcefully apprehended / arrested. And he was charged with kidnapping, aggravated assault, and theft by extortion. Now, let me say this.
Okay.
The man's name is Kenneth Lamar Noid.
Whoa.
He...
This is... Yeah?
Yeah, what were you going to say?
No, go. Keep going.
No. What are you going to say? Do it.
I was just going to say, like, he is, like... it's the same thing as the Noid. Like, the world has created this nightmare, the obstacle...
Yes.
And made it a reality. Our belief, it's like in Santa, you don't believe, you don't receive. Like, you gotta believe, and this thing came into existence to validate the tribulations that the drivers are going through.
That's not exactly how he saw it. He apparently thought that the Noid was created to persecute him.
What?
He thought he had an ongoing feud with the owner of Domino's, and the owner of Domino's was like, targeting him with this character.
It could have
Avoid
been
the Noid. Avoid the Noid.
Did people in school like say that to him? Like this, he could have mantled his destiny, which I guess is what he did because he really did hold up production. So yeah. I mean,
for that Domino's specifically.
So this leads us into determinism versus free will. So no.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like if they were like, no, Domino's created this thing and it's ruining my life and it's blah blah and persecuting me, but he ended up becoming the thing that Domino's. He became he literally became the Noid. Like he was literally the Noid.
His efforts were repeatedly thwarted.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wore a red skin-tight rabbit-eared bodysuit. That's not true.
No, that would have been very funny. But
I mean, at that point, I don't know, you have the mockery coming if you did that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was unwell.
Right.
He thought the owner of Domino's was like coming into his house and looking around, but he never caught him type thing. He was a very paranoid guy.
Yeah.
So, and of course, the headlines that come out after this event, Domino's couldn't avoid the Noid this time.
I think that's in bad taste.
Yeah, I agree.
Why did people think that was okay?
I mean, come on. Do you have to ask? It's the fucking news.
They're making light of a situation, but they're also, that's what we're doing, but theirs was more time sensitive, and they're also literally validating his fear and delusion, like, or anxiety.
At this point,
they're really making him into the Noid character.
But it's like, you can't
he
run your
did it
news
to
business by
that's true.
By paranoid.
That's true. That's
people's
a good
minds.
fodder. Yeah.
But it's also, I agree, in bad taste.
Yeah.
But he was found innocent by reason of insanity.
Okay, I was gonna say did Domino's actually have evidence that the CEO or whatever?
He was a paranoid schizophrenic.
Yeah.
So he ended up in Georgia's Mental Health Institute, where he spent 3 months. And from what I can tell, he was just released after that. And the reason that you may not have heard of the Noid before is they discontinued the Noid campaign.
Unbelievable.
They deny that this event had anything to do with it.
They're just giving in to the social pressures. No.
Yeah.
Okay. My first thought was that this was like a more funny version, I guess, of like, obviously this would not have worked. But like my first thought was if he had like a partner on the outside who was just constantly placing orders while he was holding the employees hostage and just racking up free pizzas because they couldn't fill the order. Like
what?
That was my first thought. Was that he was holding
your
up
idea? Like you were like, what is this story gonna be?
Yeah,
at the beginning of the story.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And that he was like, but I mean, obviously that they wouldn't have had to honor the 30 minutes or less thing. If he holds them hostage for 5 hours and he's just ordering pizza after pizza after pizza, and they're not arriving, and just like, yeah. But okay.
I mean, it's a perfect plan.
But then I was like, when you said that he demanded pizzas, I was like, oh, that makes sense because they could just make them there and demand pizzas. That's.
I wonder if a part of it was like him demanding they make pizza. He's like, I love pizza. Come on, I don't ruin it.
I'm gonna support this business that's targeting me. I want to eat your pizzas.
Yeah. But unfortunately, 6 years later, Kenneth Lamar Noid killed himself.
That is sad.
And the articles I read about this, were unfortunately, he was unable to shake the idea that he was targeted by the Noid commercials. But, I didn't see any, reference that is, confirms that that's why he killed himself or whatever. Right. So, I'm I don't know about that. He had paranoid schizophrenia. That's, very serious stuff. Not that, you should kill yourself or whatever. Right, it's just, you understand that, they're dealing with very serious mental issues.
Right.
So yeah, it could have been whatever reason.
Yeah,
but
I'm glad that he just had to it was only 3 months at a mental hospital and not because he was suffering from a delusion. But it sucks that he didn't get more help than that. That was it, and they're like, okay, get out of here. No, was he just any kind of outpatient rehabilitation thing or therapy, or are they just yeah?
I don't know.
Sad.
I couldn't see any more details on that. But yeah, I agree with you. There's many people that would disagree with us and say just throw them away and lock away the key.
Yeah.
Lock away the key.
Lock the key up in a different box and throw away that box.
Yeah. And then keep the key to that second box,
keep the key
because just in case.
Yeah.
But so Domino's then later brought the Noid back for a little bit in 2009, 2010 time, but not obviously. They don't have the Noid going right now, really.
Thankfully.
But yeah, that's the story pretty much.
Yeah.
One thing I just want to underline here, because neither of us mentioned it, his name's Kenneth.
Right.
What's the frequency?
Kenneth.
And he has a very similar sort of delusion.
Yeah.
But it's later than that, so the guy is several years later than the attack on Dan Rather, where he said that, so it's completely irrelevant. But his name is Kenneth Lamar Noid. It's just so I don't know. It's wild.
I want to know Yeah, maybe this
No,
is
no.
all the Matrix.
What do you want to know?
This is all the Matrix, and there's something with Kenneth. Like Kenneth itself is like a. I had a teacher in high school. His name was Kenneth. He was a jerk. Just maybe just Kenneth. They're just bad guys, or they're just some kind of glitch in the Matrix sort of deal. The formula has an error.
The only Kenneth that is good is Ken Jennings. You know who that is?
Isn't he also a news guy?
No, Ken Jennings is the one of the all-time champions of Jeopardy.
Oh, yes.
But yeah,
Didn't he just win again? Didn't they do like a best
they
of?
did like a champions because Jeopardy's ending.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway,
I had one more question. Well, my question is, how did you discover this topic? Like it was adjacent to, I mean, obviously Delusion, Kenneth, like share a lot of things in common.
I had this topic for a while, but I had heard it on another podcast at some point.
Yeah.
And because of that, I was kind of, reticent to...
right. Yeah.
To do it for ours.
Right.
But also, I more recently found this Dan Rather topic, and I thought, I don't know, something
what a weird
has
parallel.
more juice in this one.
Yeah.
But this is also weird. I just find this one funny because I find it funny that they discontinued the Noid.
Right, yeah.
After this event.
It's basically admitting, this is... so I Googled the Noid while we were sitting here.
Yeah.
I mean, Bing the Noid. No. And so when I typed in the Noid, the second thing that came up was Funko Pop. So of course I looked at that, and they do have Funko Pops of the Noid character.
Funko Pop is like a pop figure thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's, and then some old commercials for it came up. Pretty terrifying stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, by the way, also, the Noid has, several video games.
Yeah, that was another thing that came up. It's puzzle game, well, okay. They did the Colonel Sanders anime game, right?
Yeah.
Have we talked that's not its own topic, I don't think, but it sounds relevant to this. They're kudos to big companies trying to stay relevant and incorporate their basically pander to a different crowd.
Yeah, I completely disagree with the kudos there.
No, I was just trying to set it up as good, but they made the game, and they made Colonel Sanders this sexy.
Yeah,
but he's
sexy,
young, fit, but he's still got his white hair. Yeah, it's it's just very, very weird. Well, I don't know who was in charge of the marketing campaigns, or if they're being trolled. Maybe it's some young person who's let me pitch this idea and really sell it. And they're it'll resonate great with the kids, and they do a focus group, and the kids are this is so memeable. We have to let it pass. And then it's. I want to know, did KFC ever address it? They made a Twitter account for it and everything.
What do you mean? It's their thing. I
mean, did they ever address how people were this is really weird?
I mean, they knew it. They knew it was weird. It's that sort of what is it? I forget. I always forget who did this ad campaign, but it's just that sort of puppy monkey baby commercial. You ever see that?
No. What?
It's just imagine that creature, and basically just music in the background that's just going. That creature's freaking out, and it's just going puppy monkey baby, puppy monkey baby, puppy monkey baby. And it's Doritos or some shit. It's just these companies are trying to be oh, it's crazy and relevant, right? Yeah. And I don't know. The one thing you might learn is about me during this podcast, not you, but everybody. I despise advertising. I truly do, of all kinds. Like, Wendy's Twitter can suck my dick. Fuck off.
I need to. You can cut this if this is getting too long. I just want to read a paragraph from this article about the kernel ads.
Mm-hmm.
We can totally. I can cut this and I can save it for a thing. But
go ahead.
The ad is called "Sexy KFC Colonel Gives Mom a Customized Mother's Day Dance Message."
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that.
For Mother's Day, you can give your mom something sweet and sexy this year. While mom is enjoying her fast food treat, she can also view a personalized Chicken Dale Mother's Day video. That was the name of the dancers. Those who go to the Chicken Dale's website can type in mom's name and where she lives, so the shirtless colonel and his cohorts can dance a customized dance for her, which can be shared on social channels. If my mom had ever shared anything like this on anything, I would like go back in time and get emancipation papers or something. Like, this is
I'm gonna be real. Like, it was, I don't know if I thought you were gonna say I would abort myself. Go back in time
I would. That's. I mean, either way. This
which,
is.
I don't know if it's offensive to say that or not.
I
But
would go back in time and harvest my own, like the fertilized egg in my mom, and put it into a chimpanzee.
Yeah.
And then be better off that way. No, this is it's so weird.
No, it's
advertising
it's
is so weird, and the Super Bowl's coming up, and there's going to be like a whole new brand of ads.
Oh,
it's going to be.
Sorry that this is going on so long, people, but you could turn it off. It's
yeah,
not
you
a
can
real
just turn
episode.
it off.
It's a collateral damage.
Yeah. This is just like a bonus, more casual. Yeah.
Do you know about the Mr. Peanut shit?
No. I do my best not to watch TV.
It's a Twitter thing as far as I know, but it might be also an ad.
Okay.
Mr. Peanut of Planters fame.
Wait.
Planters Peanuts.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say, I just started to Google Mr. Peanut because I wanted to be able to look at whatever you said, and it's like death, dead, dies, funeral. Like, these are all the suggestions. What?
And it's like, I think that's funny. I do think it's funny to kill off Mr. Peanut. At the same time, it is 100% just them trying, like, hey, isn't it funny? Buy more Planters. Yeah. And I despise that.
Yeah.
So I don't care that it's funny. Fuck you, Planters. That's just how I feel at all points. Just say, hey, these nuts taste good. Buy them, please, if you want. That's what I want every advertisement to be. Just be upfront and just say, I want you to buy these products.
Buy this product.
Please do.
Not like we're going to worm our way into your consciousness and haunt your nightmares with these bizarre things. This is going to be a serious note. So I Googled Mr. Peanut death. So here's the first thing that came up. Planters killed Mr. Peanut in a fiery crash on Wednesday, January 22nd. It was a viral sensation, over 6 million views on YouTube. 4 days later, legendary basketball icon Kobe Bryant died in a fiery helicopter crash. That's the first thing that came up, okay?
Yeah.
3 days ago, it says Planters halts Mr. Peanut campaign following Kobe Bryant's death. And then after that, it says Mr. Peanut's Super Bowl funeral will go on in wake of Kobe Bryant's death. Like, what? This is literally the epitome of commercialism, literally commercials, advertisementism has gone too far, into some kind of dystopian. This is so weird.
What the it's things and people die. It's not relevant to Kobe.
Right.
Kobe's amazing basketball player. It's very sad that he died.
Yeah.
Mr. Peanut.
And they're exploiting that just for more advertising. What? Yeah. This is
You don't have to think about
Mr. Peanut died.
The first person to die ever.
Mr. Peanut died. I knew somebody that died too. I need to buy some peanuts. What? Why are you? No. Who is? who is this?
Yeah, I have no idea what they're thinking. The connection is really.
Yeah, it's
wow.
just because because Kobe Bryant is trending, and so
I understand.
if you talk about Kobe Bryant, you're advertising for yourself.
Yeah, it's real weird. weird stuff there.
Last thing, I had a professor in college, and she didn't say advertisements; she said advertisements, and she was from here.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yep.
Don't care for it.
I was like, all right, all right. Okay, that's wrong.
Well,
that's like objectively that's objectively wrong. So. But yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
But anyway, this has been Collateral Damage. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah. It's more cash, but next week we got a hot one coming. I don't know what I'm talking about yet, but trust me, it'll be good.
It will be good.
I have like a million little rabbit holes that I've set up to jump into.
Yeah.
So we'll see you then next week on War of the Weirds.